Good morning, students. This is Vishal Srivastav from Lucknow Public School. I hope you do recognize me. I also hope that everybody is fit and fine and keeping themselves back home, following the instruction during the lockdown. Alright, students, I would like to start with congratulating all of you that you have been now into the next class. However, you are not able to come to school physically, your presence is not possible, and this is why we have decided that we should provide you video content to ensure that your studies don't get affected because of the lockdown period. You can continue your studies. I have also other concerns. I know that as you might not have purchased the textbook, as you might not have your notebook along with you, so we will find a solution for that, but we will ensure that your studies don't get affected. This video content is for class 9th. I mean those students who were in class 8th in the last academic session and have to now in the class 9th. The student, I shall be taking the social science subject, and before I start about the video content, there will be so many questions in your mind, so it is better that before I take the chapter, before I make the explanation, certain thing has to be clear in your mind. No doubt has to be there in your mind. First thing, that when you were in class 8, social science had 3 parts: history, civics and geography. Am I clear? This year, I mean from 9th standard onward, you will be introduced one more section, that is economics. And I have decided that economics chapter should be the better choice to start with, and the reason is that, let me tell you what the reason is. Reason is that like you people right now back home, you don't have your possibility to come to the class. Similarly, I am also not in the school, so I do not have the kind of infrastructure like green board in your school or the chalk to make the explanations. That is why it has been decided that economics chapter could be the best thing. Most of the thing can be explained sitting on the chair. I can be making the explanation. I will ensure that every point should be provided to you. If any doubt remains after the video watching the video content from your side, you keep writing in your notebook or any places where you're wanting to, and when you get an opportunity, when your school will get open, please bring and discuss these problems with your subject teacher. Have I made the concept clear? Now students, another aspect is that how you will come to know, because you are not in the possession of your NCERT textbook, maybe few students, but most of you might not have. So along with this video content, I shall provide you a soft copy of your NCERT textbook through the WhatsApp group. Possibly this shall be provided by your teacher of the previous class. Suppose like right now you are in 9th class, you still have the WhatsApp group of your class teacher of class 8th. So they shall be providing you the content, and along with that also I will provide you few set of questions, so that after going through the video content and the reading of the textbook, you will be able to solve out some of the questions. However, some questions will be provided with the answers, considering that you might be struggling to find answer. Maybe some student will be struggling. I'm not saying that everybody will have the problem. Few might have the problem. That is why I am providing this entire content few for you as an opportunity to find out answer. There will be one more thing for your convenience. The appropriate page number has been given along with the question, so that you can be going to the textbook in the soft copy that shall be provided by school or by from my side also, and you go there, you do the things, read the content and then write the answer. Now question is, how you will be writing the answer? You don't have your notebook also. So my suggestion is, because whenever crisis comes, it gives us opportunity to find certain new things. This is a time of the crisis, not only in your country, not only in your city, rather across the world we are compelled to live in the. So If you will make an effort, you will find that every single notebook of your class 8, there must be some pages which are not being filled so far. Take out those pages. Content should be written over there, your answer should be written, and later when you get your notebook, you can be pasting those, and then you can be submitting to your teacher for checking it. If there any doubt there, you can be leaving that question for the time being. Once you will be in the school, then you can be discussing and providing the answer. That's one of the suggestion from my side. Rest is up to you. Now, before I start economics, I hope everybody do understand what the economics importance is. That's why now this is one of the important area we shall be discussing. In the class 9, 10, we shall remain limited to not the mathematical aspects of the economics, not very much formulas and concepts and principles will be required. Rather, we will try to understand the Indian economy, the nature of Indian economy. By understanding the nature of Indian economy, we will be understanding the value. It is the best time. You people must be reading the newspaper back home or going through the news channel, that we are very much concerned that how the lockdown will get the effect on the economy, how people will get their employment after that. Is there any chances of people losing the job across the world? So you can understand that the subject is very important. It is one which will help you to get close to the your day-to-day life. What is the importance, how you are managing the things around you, how you are able to come to such a good school like Lucknow Public School because your mummy papa has a good resource. That's why only it is possible. This is one of the aspects. So economics makes a difference. You must understand it. Now I would be telling you that there are 4 chapters in class 9. The first is the story of village Palampur. Second is people as resource. Third is that poverty, and fourth is food security in India. Poverty is one of the problem that India used to face. 1/4 of our population live below the poverty line, but that we shall be discussing. We are starting now from the very first chapter, the story of the village Palampur. Now question, first before we start a chapter, we find the key word of the chapter, village. Why village only? Why not city? Why not metropolitan city? Why not A-class cities across the country? There are various possibilities of example to be taken. Let me tell you answer why book has chosen to give the example or the beginning with the village, because India is largely a country where our larger population, more than 50% people is still into 2020 lives in the village. Second reason might be that it is the area from where we get the things of the primary requirement, food and other articles. Only village providers, not the cities. And it is not only the food, the cash crop, you must have read in your earlier classes that cash crop also comes from the agriculture production, for which we require, from where we make the things. Like I am wearing this shirt, so it comes from, it is a cotton shirt, it comes from the cotton tree. So again, this is the reason that village has been chosen. Now Palampur. What is Palampur? Your book in a very first paragraph has categorically mentioned that Palampur is a hypothetical village. It means your book has not chosen any particular village. Although for the information I want to tell you that there is a real Palampur village in Himachal. The state of Himachal has this village. Why book did not have taken that particular Palampur? Because it could have a situation like any particular person, suppose living in the Palampur village, could be claiming that the example and the situation given in this particular textbook is not actually existing over there. To avoid any controversy, book has chosen a village named Palampur. That's what I think so, and I am making this explanation. And to make sure that going through the story of the village, you understand the very basic nature of economics. I will explain what the economics consists of little later. This is one thing. In the same textbook, down there it is written that this chapter, when you will go about the Palampur, you will find that the lifestyle of this village is very close to the surroundings, what we actually encounter in the western part of Uttar Pradesh. Your book has mentioned that it is Mr. Gilbert, a scholar who has made a study about one of the village of Bulandshahr district of Western Uttar Pradesh. So larger areas, because when you will be going to this chapter, you will find that the production of agriculture, production of potato, sugar cane, wheat, jowar and bajra used to take place, which is actually possible in the climatic condition of the Uttar Pradesh. Student, this was just the beginning. I must be telling you that like you don't have your textbook, I also don't have textbook, so I am keeping the soft copies of the textbook that shall be provided you to read this. Before we start to this economic section, we should be making one point clear, that what is economics. So you must be knowing that economics is all about going to the three aspects of the life: production, distribution and consumption. I am repeating again. Until unless production don't take place, consumption is not possible. We all are consumer. Like right now I am consuming the data that I shall be using to provide to you, to send this video content to you, to send the other content in a text form or whatever it is. I am wearing this shirt, as I said, the best example. This I am consuming in the sense that I am making the use of this shirt, but this comes again after being produced. So production is the first step and consumption is the last step. Everything in the economy is being produced. In the economics it is said that there is no need to produce the mirror in the city of blind, and there is no need to produce the comb in the city of bald. It simply means that if everybody is bald in a particular area, there will be no one who will be purchasing the comb, or if everybody is blind in a particular area, there will be no one purchasing the mirror. I hope you are understanding that every production is taking place because there is a consumption required. Have I made the point clear? I know that it is not interactive class, I cannot take your questions, but if any question remains after my video content, your teacher will be the best person to make the further clarification. But I am sure that you won't have any doubt. What is distribution in between? I said production, consumption, in between there is a distribution. Distribution, we don't go to the village every day. Who are living in the city don't go to village to purchase the wheat or the rice or the other food articles or other things. Actually these things are being carried through the transport. It comes to our nearby shops, and that's from where we actually manage. Take the example of the Parag or Amul milk products or dairy products. You don't go to the Parag factory to purchase these things. So there are certain distribution centers, I mean the shops next to your house. You go there, and that's how your mummy papa manage that before you come to school you are being provided food articles, you are provided the breakfast. Otherwise your papa was supposed to go to the Parag factory far away, maybe far away from their place, and that might be a very difficult situation considering it the daily requirement. So this is where the distribution has its role. We are starting in this chapter Palampur, that the production. So that's about the economics first definition. I hope the point is clear. Economics will deal the three aspects: production, distribution and consumption. Now moving to our student, I am considering that you belongs to Lucknow Public School, so that's why I am making my conversation in English, but I will consider that if anything where there will be little bit complexity, if the things will be complex, I will be using the Hindi language, so there is nothing need to be worried if anybody is having a problem. Production, distribution and consumption. Moving ahead, now coming to this chapter, so your book is starting with the something. Let me find out what the content is starting with. It is giving you an idea about the village Palampur. And Palampur in your textbook is giving, like every village has, farming is the main activity, such as small scale manufacturing and other activities are also there. Like Palampur known for mainly farming, but other activities, small shops are also there. Some people use the transport services they do provide, because in this city there are all this city is being described as one of the good village. So those students who live in the village area can be making a very good comparison. Those students who live in the village area do understand that what the village life is, and they can compare, they can find This village has been shown with lot of facilities. You can consider this is a quite developed village. Here you will find that there are Belgadi, there are Tanga available, but at the same time they have tractors, they have motorcycles, they have car. All these are being described in this part in the early section. Book is making an introduction of the Palampur village, making you clear that Palampur and how it is said, it is written that it is well connected road. Well connected road simply means that in all seasons there is no struggle to going to this village. Normally you find that many villages in India are still so backward that they don't have key road that you call the concrete road where people can be going in all the seasons. In the rainy season it is very difficult to go over there. So in this chapter it is mentioned that Palampur is well connected road, very developed, well connected road and developed village. It is close to all the city, all the towns and village area. Next to it is 3 kilometer far. There is a Raiganj, another village, and then it is connected to the Shahpur, nearby town. People used to produce the sugar cane and then make the jaggery, gud जिसे कहते हैं, jaggery, and then they transport this to nearby town to sell this. That's the first part book is wanting to. In the second paragraph, book is explaining you about the Palampur. Moving ahead, that in the next paragraph, book is making you clear about the social structure of the village. You know that the village where exists the caste structure. We shall study in the democratic politics section the caste. Not very good that caste system still exists in India, but it is, if it exists, we cannot deny its existence. We have to, in the social science subject, we have to make the discussion. So book is making you clear that there are 450 families that live in the village area, and out of 450 families there are some upper class section, those who are rich, those who are prosperous, having the control of the larger piece of the land in this area. They are 80 families and they live in the Pakka house. Pakka house, you do understand, we live in the cities which are made of the brick using the cement plastering and the good house with a good roof. But remaining, it is also mentioned that there is a Dalit section, the scheduled caste section, and 150 family. One book has written 1/3 of the family. So 450, one third of it will be, I'm assuming it is 150 family. It's not exact data, it is approximately. These are the poor people. They live in the kacha house, a chopdi or mud house. That book is making you clear, and mud and straw is being used to make that house, and they don't have the piece of land. So in the village area during the agriculture production you will find two kind of labor. One, the farmer who is having his own piece of land and do the cultivation by themselves involving his family member. Second is a farm laborer. Farm laborer you must understand, जो गांव के बच्चे होंगे जानते हैं, जो शहरों में रहते हैं वो अपनी ज़मीनों को पटाई पर दे देते हैं. Farm laborer means who is not in possession of the piece of land, rather it gives the land to someone else and give the wages for the work to be performed by them. Now this is what has been described. As I said that you will be finding that this description is only an imaginary village, but more or less you will find facilities are there. Then this village is very developed in the sense that it has a primary health center, it has schools, and it has one high school. So student till high school can study over here. If the children do exist and wanting to study, there is primary school and then there is one high school. Beyond that they have to go to the nearby town or the big cities to pursue their education. So now this is making us clear about small manufacturing, transport, shopkeeping, what are the other possible activities. But 75% people are involved in the agricultural production. That's the first part. So that's being mentioned on the very first page. Now moving to the next page, your book is making the introduction of this clear to you what the village is about. Now book is taking you to the content, that what the production is. I said while defining the economy, I don't know whether I'm making it very fast, but I have to ensure that video content should be going to you. You can watch it. If you find that the video content, the pace is very fast, suppose it is compulsion that I should be making this chapter complete in a 4 or 5 videos, not more than going to 30 minutes each. That's why I'm making it fast. I'm not making a pause. In the cities, you must have noticed that various shops are there, shopping malls are there, all are being provided through the land piece. If land piece are not there, no shopping mall places are available, no shopping mall can be constructed over there. So we can be making that land is the first factor, which is a factor of production. But land doesn't mean only this. All the natural resources include like the water, the forest, minerals. What are the resources under the land that is used for our agriculture production? No agriculture productivity, be it food crop or cash crop, is possible without the land. Now, moving to the next content is labor. When we talk about the labor, there is no possibility of any production. Only piece of land cannot be. Suppose you are a very rich landlord in a village. You have few acres of land which is good enough. I don't have village background, so I'm not making this data that what piece of land should be considered good enough. Suppose that you are very rich and you have a very good piece of land. Can you do the agriculture production over there? Until unless you have some labor required, you have some manpower required. Or take the example that labor, again, before I move ahead, labor are of two categories. There are few who are known to be manual labor, who do the physical work, like the mason, like the labor at the construction site, like the people doing the work at the agriculture field. And there are some people who are skilled and trained to do some work. That we shall more and more study in the human capital section. People like me, people like other teachers in your school, doctors, engineers, scientists. Many scientists are busy right now using their knowledge and skill to find the solution for this COVID-19 virus. They are skilled people, educated people, and they are meant to do. Similarly, in school, you have teachers trained for different kind of work. I, being social science teacher, can be teaching social science. I will not be teaching the mathematics part. Similarly, your mathematics teacher will not be intervening, because this is a job which is to be performed and done by the person who is trained to do this, who has ample knowledge. And that's where the labor is something that can be divided. In this section, we are discussing that labor which is doing the manual work. And without labor, no production is possible. If land is required, second unit labor is equally important. Think this year, I want to tell you, I hope you are aware that this year your management has started 2 new branches. One in Unnao, one in Raibari, one in Lucknow. If you consider that so far there is no student who has made the entry, so far no teacher has made the entry, but before the entry in the school of a teacher or student, it was the labor who constructed the building. If labor would not have been there, all the land piece or the monetary resources would not have been the successful thing. So second resource is labor, without which no factors of production is going to be complete. Have I made the point clear? Moving to the third point, that is our physical capital. Now student, physical capital is something that what we possess, what we use to do the production, having first piece of land and availability of labor. So that is subdivided into 2 categories. One is called fixed capital and other is called working capital. Here I would like to go into the detail, because I felt, with my experience, I felt many times that a student do not remain clear. So I am giving few examples from your surroundings and from the village area. Look, fixed capitals are something that is fixed for a longer period. But what actually happens is that a student think that the building is fixed capital because it cannot be taken from one place to the other. Like your school building or your house cannot be shifted from one place to another place. No, it is not. Student, this is a wrong conception. Fixed means that resource which do not get used up in a single use. Take an example. Like during the agriculture production, the farmer used tractors, farmer used various tools which he used again and again, but it doesn't mean that after a single use of the agricultural cultivation or harvesting it gets finished and he need to purchase it again. Similarly, in your house there is a devices. Take example of washing machine. Washing machine is not a kind of device that you put the clothes and get it washed, and after that you need to purchase another washing machine. Washing machine can sustain for 5, 10, or even more number of years. So this is fixed, and definition of fixed capital is that can sustain for a longer period of time. Here your book has mentioned 3 things: tools, machines, buildings. In your school you have seen your green board where your teacher used to write so many things on the board. You pass, you move to another class, another room, but the board remains there. It do not get affected. Board remain as it is. It really don't make any, it don't get finished. Next class comes, they make their studies. So that is how tools, is buildings and machines are something that remain fixed. Fixed also doesn't mean that it will never be coming to an end. There will be a time when it will be old, there will be time when it will require to be replaced, but fixed means not in a single use it is going to be over. Moving to the another one, which is called working capital. Working capital, your book has mentioned, called raw material. Like doing the agriculture production, maybe the tractor will remain there, maybe the other tools required for cultivation or harvesting will remain there, but something will require, like money. Farmer will go to the market, will purchase some pesticide, will purchase some fertilizers, will purchase seeds, so money will be going out of his pocket. So that is where after every single use he will find that money is getting reduced. Then this farmer will use his seeds for the seeding purpose. He will use pesticides, he will use fertilizers, so the fertilizer and pesticides will be coming to an end and he will require to purchase it again for the another round of the agriculture production. Getting my point? Similarly, your teacher, you must have noticed so many times teacher used to ask you, जाओ दूसरी क्लास से chalk ले आओ. Why it happens? Because more your teacher used to write, the chalk which is a working capital will get used up. Similarly, this my mobile phone, what is I'm using for making the video content will remain as it is, but the data what I will be using to send you the content will be used. Similarly, the fan or the electricity or the other electric devices, they are fixed in your house, but they continuously use the power. That's what at the end of the month your mummy papa has to pay the electricity bill. Getting my point? Washing machine is the example of the fixed capital, but the detergent what we use over there, the water what we use there gets used up. That's why every month your mummy purchases detergent. Every month your mummy needs to have these things so that cloth washing can be taking place again and again. Got the point? This is how the book has made the factors of production. Student, I have made the first point complete. In the second video content, I will ensure that the next topic we are going to cover, I will ensure that you remain clear about all the content. Thank you.